35th edition of the Africa Cup of Nations coming around this time is, I think, the best of times. Me and you know that during this time is when people actually keep home, keep with their families. And when you're keeping home and you have lots of soccer to watch on UBC, I think it's the best of opportunities. The vibe is already high. Okay. Michael here was talking about the goodies. I was in Lugogo before trekking here for the National Open in Pool Championships. Yeah. And albeit being a national championship, all people came there to watch pool, but they already screens out. People watching UBC and following the 35th edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. So it's a big... Usually, yes. Two African giants clashing off. Between these two, there are 10 African titles. You have picked the very, very right word when you mentioned that a final actually before the final. Look at Egypt with 7 titles and of course Nigeria with 3 of them. Many of us thought perhaps these two teams would be playing the final. But again, African football has grown. Santos has just mentioned about it, and they also asserted that African football has grown. A game where you think so much is at stake. You've been talking about the $2.5 million US for the bronze medal match. But interestingly, the team that has to win this money have to pick their medal tomorrow in Rabat, sadly, because from the communication coming in from the CAF president, Dr. Patrice Motsepe said that there is a Muslim saying that goes that at least try to pay
before the sweat dries.
Before the sweat dries, but that's not the case here. That either Nigeria or Egypt will have to get their sweat paid tomorrow in Rabat, where Morocco will be taking on Senegal in the final of the 35th edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. You have to give it to Nigeria. They have looked the better side. Playing offensively. They have these good players, the stars in Victor Osimhen, the ex of Ademola Lookman. The whole team has looked very, 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 very good. And you think this is what you're going to showcase today. There have been a couple of challenges in their squad as they are training yesterday. News came in that drone spies were trying to spy their last training session. Now that was done by Egypt. But you think it's a balanced game. Look at what Egypt can offer on the pitch. It is so much. My only case about them, the colleagues of Egypt, the Pharaohs, is how they have scored goals. They're coached by the Egypt national team scorer, record goal scorer, Hossam Assad. But interestingly or shockingly, they've already managed to score once in 4 of the last 5 games inside 90 minutes. So you think we would have seen a lot of scoring in this team of Egypt, sadly because the coach is a record scorer for the national team. So you think maybe what they have to polish themselves if they want to win this bronze medal match, whereby the last won the bronze medal match in 1974, that's the last time Egypt won a bronze medal match, they have to polish the offensive play. They have the players, when you look at the stars in Mohamed Salah, the likes of Amar Mamouche, these are players you think they can do so very many things, taking the team forward. But the only thing for the debacle is that they failed to convert the many chances they created. So if Egypt is to do anything in this game, some injuries, and did not perform at 100% at Team Manchester City. But overall in the tournament for Egypt, I lost bronze medal, but you think it should be big motivation as they're coming in for the Pamoja in 2027. This team over here managed a round of 16 in the last edition in 2023 that was hosted in Ivory Coast. So when you come and play the semi-finals, you're the 4th team against over 24 other opponents. You're the 4th team. I think that is inspiration. That is motivation as you're heading for your next edition in 2027 that will be hosted in Uganda, Tanzania and Kenya. So it's lessons picked for head coach Hossam Hassan and the Chargers. Probably we're talking about some players who will be available in the next edition in 2027. But of course we're giving credit to the Egyptian Premier League. That they're a league that can make stars. So probably we think after this year they would have made some stars in 2027 to come and compile up with the likes of Amal Mashur, who has looked very, very, very good and has put up stellar performances for the Pharaohs of Egypt and helping them for a 4th finish in this team. Then for Nigeria, this is what they are made of. This is what we are made of. Santos here was talking about them having 2 players who have won the African Player of the Year from the last 3 editions, because of the exception of Ashraf Hakimi, who won last year in 2025, Ademola Lookman won in 2024, and of course the player in Victor Osimhen who won in 2023. So you think this is what they are made of. They won silver in 2023 and they missed out maybe for playing in the final up against host Morocco. Or you think suddenly because of 1 or 2 reasons inclusive of the home advantage, they are there, because I don't think I've won some games conclusively, like the game up against Tanzania. But that is football. That is football. That is Maracado. So for Nigeria, it's for them. It's for them. They have to be in such moments and come and put up shows. You have to give flowers to head coach Eric Chelle. Sometimes it comes very, very hard to parade such stars. I think Nigeria has played the best football. We're talking about 90 minutes of play. They've played the best kind of football in this tournament. Most times you think it's very, very hard working with such stars. You have the likes of Zaidu Sanusi from the defensive partnership, the likes of Ndidi in the midfield, throughout to the defensive line of play. That is the likes of Victor Osimhen, the likes of Ademola Lookman. Not certainly because they have scored very many goals, but also you see the chemistry is there, from the offensive line to the midfield, throughout the offensive line. So you think Eric Chelle, that man there, deserves his flowers. And this team is really up for more big things ahead.
Okay, I remind you guys that tomorrow we've got the final. Its kickoff is at 10 p.m. East African Standard Time. But of course, we shall open studios here at Uganda Broadcasting Corporation TV, enabled by Unisteel Investment Uganda Limited at around 9 p.m. in the night. It will be a big cast that will dig deep into final details of that final. It's going to be a great one in anticipation. Senegal up against hosts Morocco doesn't come any better. But Santos and Ronald Katumba. I know there are guys out there that place their bets for particular games. Briefly, talk about tomorrow's game as we prepare to leave the stadium.
I think Morocco at home, if you've been following them for sure in this tournament, they have a very big backup, the fan base, the players are motivated. I think they have all it takes. And when you compare the squad, I think they have enough squad. They really have experienced players. I already talked about Brahim Diaz, but Ashraf Hakimi remains a key player in that team. Now they have Nasul Mazraoui, they have El Kabi. I think they are going to take this trophy. Well, I don't want to underrate Senegal or to downplay them, but I think they also have a big chance. But I go for Morocco. If I was going to put my money on any team tomorrow, I would really put it on Morocco to take this. They have done all it takes to, they have prepared so well. When you look at the infrastructure, when you look at how their youth teams have been performing, I think they have won everything. And by the way, they are Africa's number one. In the other World Cup, they finished number 4. I am sorry, I think number 4. For the first time, a team in Africa to be number 4 in the World Cup. And during this World Cup qualifiers that is going to be in Mexico, America and Canada, they did so well. They qualified minus losing any game. Then even in this AFCON, they are yet to lose a game, Morocco. They are yet to lose a game. I think they are doing well. But also somehow, I didn't want to mention it, but I feel I should say it. The referees have also been fair to them.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah. I would go with Morocco.
Yeah, we've been to all the 6 cities in Morocco. We've been to Agadir, we've been to Fes, we've been to Casablanca, we've been to Marrakesh, we've been to Agadir, and tomorrow we climax in Rabat, where the hosts will play Senegal. Kadugala, please, tomorrow's game.
Nothing far from what Santos has just said. I just want to concur with him. History perhaps is not on their side, because in the last 2 editions of AFCON, only 2 hosts have won this championship. That is Ivory Coast in the last edition in 2023. Maybe you have to go back in 2010 when Egypt won it when they are host. So perhaps history is not on Morocco's side. But what haven't Morocco done? Santos here was talking about the infrastructures. They have made football a whole. Certainly, whenever I speak, I say that football is a whole. Every sector, every department should be playing their part. You feel the Morocco Kingdom has done enough? You think the Federation has done enough? The fans have done their part, so it's time for the boys up there to go and do what they're supposed to do. I want to recall the words of head coach Walid Reguga. He mentioned at the start of the tournament that the minimum is winning this tournament. And also, in addition, the Moroccan Federation President, Fawzi Dekaja, mentioned that it's an obligation for the Moroccan boys to win the championship. So, however much Senegal is a big team on the continent, however, this edition only once in 2021, you think Morocco have what it takes at home tomorrow in Rabat to win their 2nd edition of AFCON.
Of course, all through this campaign, we've been trying to look for someone from the AFCON Secretariat in Kampala, and hopefully tomorrow we shall get someone here. I wish Dr. Bernard Patrick Ogwell, the National Council of Sports General Secretary, is watching it, and of course the chairperson of the Finance Committee on AFCON Chan. If he's watching this and in Kampala, I'm going to request you in front of a global audience to come tomorrow and talk about Uganda's readiness, because this is just the kasiki for us. The wedding is coming in 2027. The final one, can we match just half what the Moroccans have done? Santos?
Definitely not.
Where can we beat them?
I don't think we need to be honest. When you compare the squad they are far away.
In terms of preparation, not
yes, of course. It is not about preparations. It is not behind. It is what you bring on table. Whether you look smart or what, it is what you have. At the end of the day, whether there are pitches or not, how do you perform on ground? Okay. For us as Ugandans, we are proud of the team that played in Chan. The boys really fought hard to make us proud, and no one blames the performances we had at Chan, much as we didn't win it. But for the Moroccans, they have done well to have a good squad to compete. They have got good infrastructure. They have got good roads, actually, and everything is perfect. No one is complaining. So to me, I think we will be there, but not now. For us as a country, I think I can say 20% of what Morocco has.
Okay, a colleague of ours, what's his name? The short man, Anthony Tumwesige, of Football Classroom.
Why did you mention the word short man?
Isn't he?
No, that's being a racist man. That's racism. That's racism.
He's watching, but I think he's
an Arsenal man. He supports Villa. I know him as a chairman of beach soccer in Uganda.
Yeah.
So not the chairman, but I think
you're one of the officials. I think
his
colleague Mutabazi must be the chairperson.
Deo Mutabazi. That is my uncle. He's the chairman. Okay. So what were you talking about?
He's watching from Hoima City and Katumba. I know you've not been to Hoima, but at least we've got something that we have in place. Nambole will be ready in a few, and I think we're good to go. We shall match the Moroccans. Don't you think so? We cannot compare ourselves with Morocco, but we can put something on the table for people to appreciate. Isn't it so?
Perhaps for the fan side, I think we can match that. Uganda really love their national team and are watching soccer. So I think one thing we can match Morocco is the fans flocking in the stadiums next year in 2027. I think Nambole will be following the Cranes is playing, and Hoima will be following the Cranes is playing. Perhaps also with local food.
If we are performing well. On food I agree with you. On food.
When you get reports from Morocco, the likes of David Isabi and Co, eat what they are not accustomed to. But I think when you're in Uganda, we've talked about coffee, we've talked about matoke. That's some of the areas we can match Morocco in. But elsewise, I think it's still a long journey to come.
And of course, the Ugandan watching out there, we can all benefit from this AFCON that comes to Uganda in 2026. It's Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. We're co-hosting this. But tell you what, wherever you are, you need to connect yourself to people that matter, or even you on your own can start setting up businesses that you will benefit from. Santos, your final remarks? And you, Kadugala, before we go into normal programming at UBC.
A very big thanks to the UBC management and the government for making this happen. There are so many people who would not watch this tournament, but because of UBC, because of the government of Uganda,